Sheila's back, yeah.
We're live now. Sorry, I've already pressed the button. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, know your nation, know yourself. The two are interchangeable. All right, just to give you a quick heads up here, Sheila's having some sound issues. We can hear her perfectly, but she cannot hear us. So she's kind of doing some stuff in the background. Hopefully she'll be able to join us. But if you don't see Sheila, it's because she's having issues with her sound. So she may drop into the show, check again to see if she can hear us. And if not, maybe she might be rejoining us next week. So apologies for that in advance. But live TV, folks, you never know what is going to happen. But of course, here now, I think I have to point this way.
That's
Lady
right.
G, do I need to
Awesome.
point this way now? There we are. So I point this way, and then I'm pointing at Lady G, even though it does show differently on my computer.
I never get used to it.
So weird. Everything's all back to France. Of course, Lady G looking wonderful as always. And here we are down under. I think this is the right direction. Of course,
yes,
we have
very good.
Dr. Lena Rodriguez. And of course, as the clocks go forward, folks, a little fairy in Australia has to wake up an hour earlier each day. Bless. But soon we'll be on Wednesdays, Lena. So just a couple of
it will be better.
And then we'll be on Wednesdays. So I've got your questions here. Three pages of questions. Now forgive me, because normally I go through and number them and all of that kind of stuff. But I'm so used to going up at midnight, of course, because the clocks have changed. I'm not used to going up at 11. So when my alarm went off, I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, because I was in a big creative looking over some work. So we kind of wanted to wait until Sheila was back with us. But I think we just have to just dive in straight away, Lena. And Lady G, just in case you don't know, basically, Lena rang me this morning, what was her last night, but my this morning, in horror.
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 Lena, being the talented storyteller that she is, she just exclaimed, she said, "Tell me it's not true." Yeah. And of course, my heart immediately starts racing, because I'm thinking, like, what on earth has happened between Heathrow exploding and all of that kind of stuff? What could be worse than that? And then she says, I have just done a show, but I've been told by the people watching my show that somehow Duck L'Orange, Trump, or aka America, will potentially be included as part of the Commonwealth. Right, the Commonwealth, right? So let's just rewind a little bit. The Commonwealth, as Lena would know, as New Zealand would know, as Canada knows, and many other, I think it's 50-something plus other countries.
It's a quarter of the world.
Yeah, it's a quarter of the world, and essentially it is an alliance of disparate countries from different backgrounds. But the key thing is they used to be part of the British Empire. Not all, but they used to be friendly, etc., ticking around for years and years. No one really talks about it, but it's this big thing. So, but never in a million years, you should have heard the gasp that came out of my mouth. So Lena said, right, I'm going to give you a hot 10 minutes because you need to verify on your side if this story is true or BS. And lo and behold, I Google it and it is there. Front page of the Telegraph, the independent newspaper, and it seems that King Charles is considering putting Duck L'Orange as part of the Commonwealth, even as the words come out of my mouth.
I know. So to put it in where it intersects with America, this is why you had the Declaration of Independence from the Mad King. That was the whole foundational premise of the United States. And now it seems like, because Trump loves it, of course, he can't go past a tiara, you know, anyone with a crown. So bizarrely, you guys could be dragged into the Commonwealth, which undermines your entire history. And for us, I'm horrified. It's like inviting him to my house, right? I am horrified. You know,
it's astonishing. It is absolutely astonishing. So I'll put the link in, and as you know, you guys, even though we deal with serious topics, you know, I like to drop in the odd quip here and there. And we all remember my quip, wasn't it, when I was looking at the Empress card and I said, this is my card for Russia. And I said, what's underneath her skirts? And you remember I said tumbleweed, yeah?
Yes. And
that ended up becoming this big metaphorical thing. And it was just, wow. One of the other things I said, this is like the madness of King George in reverse. Do you remember I said it's like the madness of King George in reverse, except this time in 1776, it was King George who was the mad king. I said, this time it's like Trump is the mad king. Yeah. And there's this weird relationship going backwards and forwards. Who would have thought that basically this is kind of like a quasi reintegration? Anyway, Lena, let's do some cards. Sheila is back.
Should we do a 1-card pull on that?
Sure. Yes, I couldn't handle anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do a 1-card pull, and then let's hope Sheila can join us with some sound. Oh.
And yeah.
I still cannot hear everybody.
What is King Charles?
I don't know. I don't know what to do. I have no idea what
you got a spare
the problem
laptop?
is. I can turn you up on my phone. I don't know what to do. I have no idea.
Yeah,
join us on your phone. Yeah. Join us on your phone, Sheila. We can hear you. I know you can't hear us. Join us on your phone. Yeah. On your phone, Sheila. We can hear you.
Oh no, this is
I know you
so.
Can't hear us.
Okay.
Join us on your phone. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So I'll just mute her there. So I've just muted her for now, so we don't get crazy feedback. And I think she's going to join us on her phone. Okay. 1-card pull.
And Brenda in the comments says everyone would leave the Commonwealth. Look, exactly.
It's like slithering snake coming in.
Yeah,
it's just astonishing.
Oh.
I've got my own little theories about what it's all about, but I want to see what you get, ladies. So 1-card pull. What does this mean for the Commonwealth? Oh my God. All right. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness. Well, isn't this intriguing? Wow. All right, Lena, how do you interpret your card?
All I'll say is whatever it is, it's not good with the devil card. It doesn't work for anybody's brain except Trump's ego. It doesn't work for the United States and certainly doesn't work for us.
Yeah. Madness. So you, Lady G?
Yeah, I think charging forward. It's not a truth, but I think it's a fight going forward with it. Alternative facts, if you will.
Yes, I hope so.
Indeed. Sheila is here. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Let's just go with that until I'm going to just reboot my my computer and call it a day.
Yeah.
All right. Just to bring you up to speed, Sheila, we have just done a 1-card pull because it has been announced by King Charles that America may become part of the Commonwealth. Yeah, just so you know.
I can't handle any more of this news kind of stuff like this.
I know. It's extraordinary. So if you wouldn't mind, if you fancy it, we're doing a 1-card pull. I'm going to go next. You just shuffle, just see what you pull. So this is about what's the energy around America / Trump joining the Commonwealth. Yeah.
As the 57th country.
As the 57th. Here, so just so you can see, Lena got the Devil, surprise, surprise. Lady G got the Knight of Swords, and I've got here the Ace of Cups. Now, the way I'm interpreting is this. Oh, look at this, and Sheila's got she's got the Eight of Swords. The way I'm interpreting this, the Ace of Cups is very much a wish fulfillment card. Yeah, it talks about joy. It talks about happiness and all of this stuff. But as we can see from the context of the cards that have come, this is not the happiness of the Commonwealth. This is to do, I think, with Trump's long, deep-seated desires to align himself with royalty. If anything, you know what? I have a feeling that King Charles might even throw in a coronation as part of the bargain.
But for what?
I know this is now for what? This is what I think. Maybe I'm giving too much grace and intelligence to the plot here, but this is how I'm thinking. The crown is the only, I said our Trump card is the royal family. Do you remember I said get Kate up in her diamonds and tiaras and all that lot, polish off the kids and send William over. I have a feeling that this is going to be used as leverage. And I think it's the only leverage that can counter the influence of a certain Putinshka. That's my instinct. But Sheila, what are your thoughts with your Eight of Swords?
Self-imposed problems.
Yes.
They're doing damage to themselves. I think they're two peas in a pod. I think every time, the moment you said that to me, the feeling that I got was, well, maybe if we just bring him in, he won't be so terrible to us. Maybe we'll get into his favor. This is how that's always been. Maybe he'll just leave us alone. Kind of a thing. Self-imposed problems. So that's kind of what I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's a good surmisation, to be honest. It would be almost like a hostage situation in reverse. Trump is so diabolical on so many levels. Like, you cannot welcome him in either through the front door or the back door or any door. So shall we go on to oh we have a guest passing through.
Hello, gentleman with the hat.
A member of a protest band called Riff Raff, and there's a big protest in the city today.
Oh,
so this is members of the band are assembling here and going off into the city.
Live TV, folks. Anything can happen. All right. So shall we tackle the first question of the day? Let's just dive in. This is like Looney Tunes tonight, isn't it? All right. So how about this? So this question, actually, these are both Al Salvador question. I think we can open the show with this. So Cutie Pie has said, question, will Judge Boasberg finally be successful in making F-47's regime return the immigrants who were deported to El Salvador? If so, will the regime face any consequences? And then someone else said, Jerry Geld said, what do the cards show for the 200 plus individuals who were sent to El Salvador? Will they be safe and eventually returned or forgotten? So let's read on that. Let's read on El Salvador. Let's do a full read on it, just so we give ourselves time to have a breath, and I can look through the next questions, and then we'll do some more one card pulls and then full cards.
While we're shuffling, DRC in the comments says, it's not sincere. King Charles is throwing a dig at the orange mushroom because he keeps referring to Canada as the 51st state. Exactly what I thought in the middle of the night. However, you don't act on it. It's got to stay as a joke. You don't actually do it. I'm hoping that's what it's about.
Exactly. And what I'll do is I'll show everyone the actual headline so they can see it for themselves. I forwarded it to Lena because we both read the Independent, but she was like, show me the Telegraph. And just so you can see for yourself, there it is. Yeah. There's Charles, King Charles. Yeah. There's the headline. And it says, Trump open to US becoming Commonwealth associate member. Royal Commonwealth Society hopes to invite United States to be the official affiliate of association of 56 countries with the king as head of state. There you go.
So America would have a new king. Or two
I know,
kings.
but do you know what Trump would do is he'll be like, well, I'm the king now. Do you
Exactly.
can't make this stuff up.
Okay, so back to the illegal deportation of 200 odd Venezuelan gang members, as we're told, but we actually don't know if they're gang members. There's been no due process. We actually don't even know if they're Venezuelan. I mean, they could have rounded up anybody. Okay, so here we go.
I found it weird. Oh, go for it. Oh, yeah, never mind.
Go for it, Lena.
No, it's okay. All right, it starts off with the luminous, fabulous star card of the American dream. Right, this is what this card represents to me. So people came originally seeking the American dream. In this case, these cards could not be clearer. They're being held up and literally in detention. You know, they're not going anywhere in this situation. They are the pawns in this game, you know, and their rights are being trampled in every way. They're just out in the cold. I think they'll be moved to a second location, which could be moving them from El Salvador back to Venezuela or to another place. And this is not a happy card in itself, the Six of Swords. People are getting out from under, but it's a traumatic scene. And this is going to ultimately be a burden, which was the question, you know, will there be any pushback? It'll be a burden, but so many other things will supersede it. People aren't going to go to the streets to fight for 200 potential gang members. So, yeah, but no, but, you know, but it will, this is the sort of case that hangs around. Like 5 years from now, there could be court cases about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very much so. Sheila, how do you interpret, what are your cards do you have? And I'm just going to move you across, Lena, just so that order is restored.
Thank you for fixing that. We are back to normal now.
Ah, phew.
All right. So the first card I got up was the Three of Pentacles, the teamwork. And I thought, somebody's in cahoots. Here was the weird thing that was happening when they were filming them going over. They wouldn't show the face of the people they were putting on. And I thought, that is weird. Usually they show the face, they just highlight that, but they were hiding the face. Why would they do that? Are they in cahoots? Are they getting money for being the
Yes, they are being paid by El Salvador.
They're being
because
paid.
I get the Nine of Pentacles. Exactly.
Yeah.
I get the Nine of Pentacles, and I get the Four of Swords, where it's just at the end of the day, it's going to be broken down. Somebody's going to find out, and it's going to come to fighting within the United States and with them. Like El Salvador's like, you faked it. What's going on? Why are you doing? Like, there's going to be some kind of, I don't know. I just felt like this was all staged and they just paid a whole bunch of actors like they have always done. What do you guys think?
Wow. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, there's, the difficulty with this standing guard and having a difficult time with the community. And they're anchoring in more investigations into this whole debacle. They're not liking the harvest and the alliance that he's made over there. There is judgment coming, messages about judgment. And when it comes to their restrictions, the toxicity behind it, and the extra information is the wheel is turning, but new information and fight will be coming out. Now, as I understand it, some people were sent over there. They had no criminal record, nothing. One guy was a soccer player, and because of the tattoo he had, and he did this sign, they said, "Oh, he's a gang member," and they sent him over there, and he's done nothing wrong. He's a professional soccer player.
Mm.
There's been a number of them. He actually sent some women over too, but they sent them somewhere else because that's only for men, that prison.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's just, it's astonishing, isn't it? It's astonishing. And
So what did you get?
yeah, I've got my cards here. I'm going to read out some statements as well. Also, as well, I've chosen the next few questions. Apologies if I didn't quite get round to your one. We are going to do a lot of one card pulls, but it's a special show tonight. A lot of this is in the saddle, live TV. All right, what did I get? So if we and also as well, my usual ring light is not working. So
No, it's better without it. You can see.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. All right. So I'm slightly kind of, there's a bit too much chiaroscuro going on, as they would say. But anyway, if we look here, we have got the Page of Swords. Pages, as we know, are all about messages, but particularly the Page of Swords really can talk about the media, associated with media, social media, etc. So, of course, this is a breaking story. It's now in the public consciousness. If we look here, the Chariot, surprise, surprise, plans moving forward at pace, at great speed. This is also a card very much associated with force and willpower. So this is very much the state, you know, just kind of whipping around, picking up whoever's there. It's almost like, for me, it's almost like a weird version of the Pied Piper or the Child Snatcher, but just, you know, grabbing off people off the streets. But this shows the government's intention, forceful will. They really want to plow forward with this. If we look here in the middle, we have the sword of truth. And I think what the truth is that people are realizing this is very authoritarian. There has been no due process, etc., stuff like that. And that is now abundantly clear. Even the courts are kind of like, dude, like, really? Yeah? Like, you want to kind of be setting these kind of precedents? Here, it's really quite obvious. Look, we've got the betrayal. Yeah, they've been trailed. It's a betrayal of them, but it's also a betrayal of law and due process, which is offending everyone because, I mean, are you getting the slight sense of shivers of regret, maybe a little bit from SCOTUS? Maybe that's too strong, but they're starting to raise a few eyebrows. And then who has done that betrayal? Look at that. The White House.
Yeah.
Really straightforward. So this essentially, what it really is a lawless government. It's a lawless regime already. And I think the truth of that is actually just going to emerge more and more. Anything to add to that, ladies, before we move on?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, he's having so much pushback on that now with the judges and everything about the illegality. He's going, I'm not the one that signed that. I didn't sign that. When they were bragging when he signed it, but now he's trying to backtrack. No, it wasn't me. It was somebody else that signed it.
Yes, some other phantom with a Sharpie.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if he could make it up.
In the comments, Michael Turner says, and he's right, that with the privatized prison industry, it's not the crime, it's the head count.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this is just optics for MAGA. Yeah.
Exactly. And what's remarkable with Trump, because it's like he lies like a child. It's like, it's not me. It was my evil twin. As if it's some plot from Sunset Beach. Do you know what I mean? It's like, wow. Does anyone remember that series, Sunset Beach? Oh, my God. That was
What about that song? She caught me on the floor. I wasn't me. She caught me in the
yeah.
in the shower. It wasn't me.
Megan
That's
Ben,
Trump.
wasn't it? Megan Ben.
As you're
and then-
fanning the cigarette smoke in the toilet when you're 14, you know. It wasn't me.
It's like the kid with the
What do you
chocolate all over his face. I didn't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a candy bar. It wasn't me. I had
Wasn't me. I know, it's just bonkers, isn't it? We are in these very, very bizarre and unusual times, and someone's asked about the eclipses, so I'll try and flash a bit of that in the end. All right, shall we move on to the next question?
absolutely.
Okay, so this is coming from Manuela Orchid, and I really had to scan through and just circle a few here. She says, hello, Hoagie and the ladies. My question today would be if there will be huge demonstrations in the USA till 2026, and will they escalate? Thank you. Much love, Manuela. I think that's quite an interesting question because they have been happening. But I would argue they've been very underreported. Wouldn't you agree, ladies?
Absolutely.
Which, of course, tells you where the true allegiance lies when it comes to legacy media, just in case we weren't sure. So let's do a one card pull on that because there's so many questions that have come in. And I just want to say a quick thank you as well to, oh, here we are. Someone's saying it, Lilith is saying a lot of people won't come to the Olympics for fear of being picked up and deported. We need to talk about that. People being arrested and deported, people from Europe, all over the world. Sharon Donnelly says, oh, and then Cat Lady saying 20 went missing, but I think they were replying to a question in the chat. Cindy, thank you so much for your donation. Kathleen, let's pray for the collective peace. And Bernie, AOC, tour brings people to fight oligarchy. Yes, more of that. And thank you, Teresa D, as well, for your kind donation. So let's do a one card pull on will protests and stuff escalate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh. Oh, ladies, you're ready already. Sorry. Forgive me. All right, there we are. Oh, I hope that's right. It might be upside down. I think I pulled it wrong. Okay, after 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh, look at the cards. Lena, how do you interpret your card?
Okay, guys. Wheel of Fortune. This is America's history playing out live, right, in real time, which says to me the numbers will actually be huge and significant.
Wow. Wow. Sheila, how do you interpret your card?
Well, I got the strength card. I do think that we're going to come out in strength. We're going to come out in force. We're going to come out. I mean, I have felt this for quite some time. It's like everybody's waiting for, when do we ride at dawn? Let me know. When are we going to ride at dawn? And I think there's enough out there that we're ready. And I have a feeling, you know, they don't have any power over us unless we give it to them. That is the absolute truth. So I think we're going to come out and it's going to be strong.
Wow. Lady G, how do you interpret your card?
Well, I don't think the protests necessarily want to retreat. I think this is Trumpenstein trying to scare people and say he's going to put militia out after him, et cetera, and trying to get them to retreat.
And I think that's picking up. I think I'm picking up a similar energy as well to Lady G here. So interesting, isn't it? Because Lena and Sheila's are showing almost like maybe the energy within the people, and maybe these are the actions. Yeah, the reactions. So here, of course, Duck L'Orange and his flying monkeys are going to try their best to stab any resistance in the heart. They want to create despair and apathy as a way of putting it to bed. But what people have to do is use their strength, go within and grasp the moment, as Lena's card indicates. This is a moment of history and destiny, folks. It really is. We can't overstate that. It really is. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Well, one card pulls never fail, eh? All right.
They're amazing.
Thank you, Del Ria. Thank you so much. And thank you, Teresa, for your donations. Much appreciated, folks. All right, let's move. Oh, we've got to do. Oh, she's gone. Oh, bless her. Oh, bless her. Sheila's having a mare tonight, folks. She's having a real mare. But live TV, that's just how it is. As they say, the show must go on. She'll be back in. All right, so we've got a chance to ask Shakespeare's opinion. This person we have not read on ever before, and it's about time. Actually, his name. This is the true Voldemort of all of this, and you'll see why in a minute. All right. So the Red Hat Society. What a great name. Oh. Actually, anyway, never mind. Anyway, it says, please read on the so-called Dark Enlightenment. It freaks me out. How powerful are they? I have only recently heard of Curtis Yarvin.
If you haven't heard about Curtis Yarvin, I would suggest look up a clip, because I don't want to call him a mastermind, but he's the one who's pushed all this agenda along with Project 2025. And it's about billionaires just taking over countries.
Yeah.
You gut the government, you cause chaos, and the tech boys move in.
Absolutely. So, and then she said, I've only recently heard of Curtis Yarvin. If it's too dark and horrible, ignore my question. No, we do have to go there. And I think, do you want to do a one card pull or full card pull? One card. All right, one card pull. Sheila's back. We're going to. Sheila, bless you. What a nightmare you're having tonight. Oh, I'll just swap over again. There we are. So can you hear us?
I can hear you. I know. I'm so sorry. Drama sometimes follows me. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it. We all know the disasters that I've had trying to run my own show. So don't worry about it.
Where's your tiara today, dear?
Oh,
yeah.
We need to have the drama. You need your tiara today. There
We're on.
Yeah,
It will give you luck.
So
It will give
suits
you luck. But don't make Trump jealous. Don't make Trump jealous. All right. So the question we're reading on, Sheila, is we're reading about on Curtis Yarvin, who is a Voldemort character. So the person said, please read on this. Oh, yeah. The person said, please read on the so-called Dark Enlightenment. It freaks me out. How powerful are they? I have only recently heard of a Curtis Yarvin. If it's too dark and horrible, please ignore my question, but we're going there. One card pull, and then we're going to get Shakespeare's opinion. Curtis Yarvin, the architect of Project 2025. All right. You ready, Sheila? We'll give you a moment. All right. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, intriguing.
Oh, these are the film noir cards, and it's He Walked by Night.
Wow. Oh, it gives me the chills. That just says it all. He walked by night. Oh, Sheila, how do you interpret your card?
Well, mine is my haunted deck, and this is the little lady of the night who will steal your money and help you look for it.
Yeah.
That's her. That is her.
Wow. Wow.
Brilliant.
Lady G, how do you interpret your card?
Well, those of like consciousness will gravitate to what he's saying for sure and be supportive.
Yeah. Yeah.
That loves the dark mindset.
They do. They do. And my card here, this one's a bit more, it's a bit more kind of nuanced, this one. The way I'm interpreting this is because, as we know, with the 4 of Cups, it is quite a nuanced card. It talks about reflection, meditation, but also not liking the options on the table. What this suggests to me is maybe all is not okay in Denmark. Apparently, I've heard even Project 2025 aficionados are a bit shocked at the breakneck speed and the brazenness of what has happened. Because remember, they wanted it to be subtle. Yeah, even though they published a bloody manifesto about it. But in terms of cutting government employees, the numbers sound outrageous at the time. Remember, they said we want to cut 50,000. Everyone was like, oh, now it's over 200,000 that have been cut.
Yes.
And what's happened is the subtlety is gone.
Yeah.
And they wanted to use the rule of law to kind of be more insidious. But by them going gangbusters, breakneck speed, of course, it's offending a lot of people. So I think there are some that are not liking the options on the table. Look, I think they're still cray-cray. They're still left field. But I think even those within Project 2025, and possibly maybe even Peter Thiel himself, may be worried at the breakneck speed, because with the speed that they're going, so does the resistance as well. I think they wanted it to be a little bit more slow boiling frog rather than lobster tossed into hot water kind of action. All right. So let's do a bit of Shakespeare on Curtis Yarvin. Who read last time? I'm trying to think whose turn it is.
I think I did, but it's not my turn.
I think it's mine. I think
Yeah, it must be you, Sheila. All right, so here we go. Now, even just reading on this, I'm getting
I know, hideous.
He really is.
He
dark.
is nasty. Nasty.
So, Sheila, you know the drill. Tell me where to stop, and we'll get the bard's opinion.
Stop.
Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, I want to do that again because it didn't quite fall. I didn't feel like it was in the right place. 1 minute. All right, we'll do it again.
Okay. Stop.
Wow, that felt better. Oh, it's so interesting. Look at the page it fell out. Not a quote, but you see, it says character and villainy. Let's see what's on the next page. This one's come in before, so I'll skip that one, which is thou art our most notable coward and infinite and endless liar. We've had that one before. Let's see what's on the next page. Yeah, this is really interesting. So it says, away, you cut purse rascal, you filthy bung, away. Yeah, Henry the Fourth, because the italic is in front, part 2. And then on the next page, it says, in civility, thou seemest so empty. From Andrew Like It. Isn't that interesting? In civility, thou seemest so empty. So you see, the bard's being quite subtle there, because Yarvin is not a front and center character.
No.
He is very much behind the scenes. But I think I think it talks about the subtlety of him, the insidious way he's infected people's minds. But yeah, there we are. So no major insults, but I think alluding to what he's really about. Ooh, gives me the shivers. All right, are we ready for the next question?
Absolutely.
We are ready.
Right, so
We're already up
go.
at 3,000.
Sorry. Yes. Over 3,000 of you are here already. Thank you so much.
Great,
folks.
guys.
Appreciated. Oh, and I need to do a few more thank yous. So thank you so much, Foggy, for your kind donation. She's
Loyal.
always there. Leslie, thanks so much. Oh, very generous.
Yes.
And SMH, thank you. A little bit of everything. Thanks so much for your donation. Much appreciated. And of course, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share to support our work here on the channel. Thank you. All right, question number 4. So this one's a bit of a longer one. And so it's from Denise Ferguson, and they say, Day 147 signed an executive order requiring Department of Defense, Pete Hegseth, and Homeland Security, Christy Noams, she says, to submit a report in 90 days, which she said is the 20th of April, on whether he should invoke the Insurrection Act of 1807. Will 47 invoke the act declaring martial law as yet another step in the well thought out plan of Project 2025. So shall we do a one card pull on that?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's have a look. Oh my goodness. Can you, folks, can you believe that we're even having to read on questions like this? It's just astonishing, isn't it? Martial law, America maybe becoming part of the Commonwealth and maybe even stealing the role of king. The madness, it's just so unbelievable. All right, after 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, let me read this.
How do you interpret yours?
Because I don't use these cards much, I don't know them automatically. It's called the Thieves' Highway.
Oh my God. You can't make this stuff up. You really can't. Sheila?
Well, I got them fighting. I got them going out into the night and doing whatever they want to do. I hate to say this out loud, but that is the idea of how they're going to control. I don't know how they're going to prevail, because there's a lot of Republicans also very angry with him that have at least 20, if not more, pew-pews in their homes at time. So I don't know how, but they are. This is a martial art. This is the ideology that they absolutely.
It is, isn't it?
Once you do martial law, there's really nothing in our law books that brings it back down. Nothing stops it. He decides to. It's awful. Really.
Wow. Literally got their flaming torches there as well. Lady G, how do you interpret your card?
Well, I don't read upside downs, and we know this is not the card of compassion with him. So the lid is off of the cup of abominations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the lid is off, and he's just going to do what he's going to do. So I would think, yeah, he's ruled by his emotions, and it's not in a good way.
Indeed. And look at this. Now, you would think ironic, isn't it? This card of celebration. Yeah. How can that be interpreted? I mean, the way I'm interpreting this is that it's almost like he wants to provoke it. It's like he wants to provoke people out onto the streets so that he can happily, and his buddies can happily declare martial law, and then just essentially have it never lifted. And maybe out of tin foil or some kind of gold wire, he'll fashion himself a hat, a crown, and he'll crown himself like Napoleon. I mean, he's that deluded. Do you know what I mean? I think they want to provoke.
They have been provoking. They have done anything other than, whatever in the seats, because they come up with the most ludicrous things that he just pops out there like every day. He's just waiting for one moment.
Yeah, trying to get the people to snap, isn't he? Trying to get the people to snap, reach the point where, of no return. Oh my God, this is so dystopian. I know we have our giggles, but Jesus, can you believe the stuff we're reading on? I mean, I knew these eclipses would be intense. I knew there'll be doozies. I knew there'll be historical. But it's just, when you see it rolling in.
So dramatic. It's all
I'll give you some good information. Number one, Littler, he only was for 12 years. We're already 10 years in for Trump, right? So there's that. Never in history has a dictator ever really succeeded. Even Kim Jong-un is having some serious problems with his people, right? So I think about that, and the American people, at their real core, we're not going to get told what to do when it comes at the bottom line, whether it's them or the Republicans or the Democrats. Not one of us sit back and go, yeah, okay, we're going to follow you, right? We do have that, at least at our advantage. It is scary. It's crazy to think about, but I just wanted to kind of give another perspective to the resilience of the American people. I mean, I would love for them to go up to a Republican home and tell them what to do. Whether they think that it's a Republican who is showing up at their door or not, I would love for them to try to tell them what to do. It's not going to work out very well.
No.
Well, it's like the Republicans themselves sprout freedom, but they want to be in everyone else's bedroom.
Yeah.
So until Americans unite, understanding your idea of a good time is taking my freedom and act together. And that's like you say, because look at the McCarthy era, which was terrifying. If you were living through it and you were an intellectual or a lefty lawyer or even a Hollywood producer, you had the FBI turned on the people and all of that. And it seemed all encompassing. And then it was over, which is what you're saying, Sheila. There comes a point where the pressure's just too much and it shifts again.
It does.
Indeed. All right. I've got a very, very interesting question coming up now. And we can do another one card pull again. And this, in a way, is a bit of the counterbalance, looking at things from the Democrat side. So I thought it was important to get this one in. So this is coming from Angelic Alchemy. And they say, with so many Democrats mad that people like Jeffries and Schumer aren't doing anything to fight against the MAGA/GOP, can you do a one-card pull to see if the US Democrats will end up splitting into two groups? Interesting. As in the liberals like AOC and Jasmine Crockett, will they form their own party? So that's a very intriguing question. Could a one card pull even cover that? Should that maybe be a full card pull?
Well, maybe one card this week, and we can follow it up because I think it's an ongoing issue. I just did a video on that yesterday.
Did you?
Will the Dems form their own version of the Tea Party instead of being right wing, it's left wing?
Oh, let's see. Let's do a one card pull then, and then we'll get in a full card. Squeeze in a full card pull. Wow, 3,207 of you joining us live. Thank you so much, everyone. Democrats. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow.
Oh, working together. Oh, my goodness. Oh.
So, Lena, how do you interpret your card?
Well, this would suggest to me a third party. So GOP, traditional Dems, and a third party, but having to work together, because I think the problem with the American system is it's the first past the post. So in Australia, for example, you can vote Green, and that's like 12%, but you know the Green votes are going to be connected to Labor, the Dems. So you can make a statement, but it doesn't threaten it going to the other side. I think it's a healthier system. But I think there will be something.
And it's literally 3 coins, which could mean 3 parties. Wow. Sheila, how do you interpret your card?
I think they're kind of worried about trying it. I think they're kind of worried that they're not going to get enough. I think that they may, like fracture too many people away from main parties, which, would make the Republicans be in charge forever, pretty much, However, bottom of this, the Nine of Swords also says delayed, but time heal all wounds. So in the ideology, it takes time to form a third party. And I think that's the only problem, that may be a slow going process. And by the time it's all done and over with, what we come up with.
Lady G, how do you interpret your card?
My card supports Sheila in a way. It's the Four of Swords. So they're going to step back and assess the situation, I think, first. They're not going to charge forward and do something.
Mm. And interesting that I get swords as well. This time, the 6 of swords, which of course is talking about moving to smoother waters. So I think they're definitely considering it. One thing I will just quickly add, you guys may have heard it before, but I looked again at Tim Waltz's chart, and I remembered something from my Olympic when I was doing the predictions for the election. And Tim Waltz's chart is the only one that truly rivals the chart of Trump. He's the only candidate that actually has even more planets conjunct the chart than even Duck Larange. Yeah. And one of the things I said is that I think he will be president one day. Whether or not it's of all America, though, that part I cannot promise. Yeah. That part I cannot promise, because he could end up becoming president of a region or a blue state federation. Could be something like that. But he is the only one that has a chart stronger than Trump. And if he ran under his own steam, he could do it. So I just wanted you guys to know that. But yeah, interesting that, isn't it? Swords. Thinking about it, but they're weighing it up. I think the 4 of swords kind of really encapsulate it. They don't want to do anything crazy.
Yeah, and I think it would be a mistake, because it always goes against the Dems because of the way the system works. But let's think about it just for a nanosecond. What would be ideal is the momentum from the progressive side gives them genuine leverage with the old school Dems, like leading into an election, saying, look, we're not going to split people off, but the concession is you need to talk about this, this, and this, or whatever. Some more influence is what I'm saying.
Fascinating. All right, are we ready for the next question? Yeah. All right, so this is a Duck and Orange question and a Trump question. Very straightforward. We can do a 1-card pull of this and elaborate, and then we'll be able to squeeze one more in, I think. So this is coming from Trina. Thanks so much for your question. When will we finally get rid of Trump, she says, whether in a casket or by being ousted out, or by being ousted out or fleeing like a coward? Will this be the end of MAGA and the Trump family in politics and also business? So this is basically, let's do a 1-card pull on this. Will this saga come to an end, maybe prematurely? And let's not forget too, our goal, the star of betrayal, Uranus is going to pass it one more time. Do you remember what I said, folks? Around about middle of April. So he's already on the star now. And remember what happened the last time, yeah? Not that I'm wishing death on anyone, but, you know, if he should accidentally fall down the stairs, you know. Oh, dear. All right, so let's see. Trump. Will we be rid of Trump? Or in what way will the world be rid of Trump? 1-card pull. Get some insights here.
Someone said yesterday would have been good.
Exactly. All right, after 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, complex cards. Oh, look at this.
Oh my God.
Ooh. Sheila, how do you interpret Lena, sorry, how do you interpret your
Lena.
Yeah, if we change the order, it wrecks our heads. I know. Well, this is the shiny light on the hill on a good day for the USA. At some point, I mean, he can't live forever, but I'm not sure. It's too good to be true from my point of view. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Or could it be the narcissist, Lena? You know, sometimes I interpret the star card as the narcissist.
Yeah.
But I think it's some recognition that America needs to change, where he perhaps loses power over, even if he's still physically walking around. There's losing him, but there's losing the power.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
a tricky one, isn't it?
Mm.
Sheila, how do you interpret your card? Looks like someone's trying to slit their own wrist or something.
Right.
Self-destruction.
Yeah.
He is going to take himself out in a
Yeah.
that, I mean, it's unbelievable how I think we've all come across. It's like he's going to do something that's going to self-destruct. He's going to self-destruct.
Wow. Fascinating. Lady G, how do you interpret your card?
Well, this is a card of manifesting, but this is not a happy manifesting. And give him enough rope and he'll hang himself. So again, he's doing his own destruction. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Sure.
Okay, my card here. Oh, it's all mixed feelings on this card. Mixed feelings. Because as we know with the Eight of Swords, it's got quite a complicated interpretation. Here we can see someone who basically is a hostage to fortune. Yeah, a hostage to fortune. But this person is trapped and they want to get out. But there is an element where the person has to take responsibility for the bind that they've got themselves in. Yeah. So I think this is MAGA voters who are regretting their vote, what they've done. Not only that, everyone else connected around him, because the Marco Rubios and everyone, even guess what? He doesn't know it yet, but even Elon is one of the fool guys. Everyone is a fool guy. Everyone is a hostage when you're in bed with Duck Larange. The only one who's probably got the escape key is Melania, and she just wears big hats. You know, that's probably about it. But it also shows as well how he can also entangle himself, because he's so discombobulated, he's so erratic, he's so unpredictable. He's just as likely to tie himself up in knots as well as everyone else. So I think when people try and get rid of him, he's going to try and tie everyone up. But I think there's going to be so much resentment and anger, even in his own team, even in SCOTUS, where could it be that, you know, the knife comes out, as in Sheila's card. So hostage, but at the same time tangling himself. So let's hope that's maybe what happens. Oh my gosh, the one card, please. Shall we squeeze in one more? Yeah.
Sure.
Let's do one more. So Zizi has asked, we've got time for one card pause. So navigating these times right now are so difficult. Agreed. And it feels hard to even have hope. What advice do the cards have for us as to how to use our individual lives and power? Thank you. I think that's a good one to end on, don't you reckon? Yeah, some advice.
So maybe
Maybe
after
the
the
last
one card
part.
pull, we can each offer a little bit of advice.
Oh yeah, we'll do it as a one card pull. What was that, Sheila? Sorry.
Can you read that last part just one more time for me?
Yeah, sure. So Zizi says, navigating these times right now are so difficult and it feels hard to have hope. What advice do the cards have for us as to how to use our individual lives and power? So we'll do a one card pull and give our advice to help people navigate these times. Gosh. Oh, all right. After 3. All right. Ready, ladies? All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, intriguing.
Okay.
Lena, how do you interpret your card?
All right, the Hermit, in the sense that what that viewer is describing is feeling isolated. Right. So there's 360 million people, and at least half of them are decent, sane Americans, feeling isolated. So this is, I think, representing the question, what can we do in our individual lives? And the Hermit is about self-reflection, and then shining the light, turning the light outwards. So while you might feel powerless individually, you can help someone else stay strong, and little bite-sized pieces of shining the light.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Sheila, how do you interpret your card?
Mine is balancing the rocks. I don't know if anybody's ever done this, but it takes hours to do something like this. And
All right.
concentration to do this. You have to find the right rock. Anyways,
Yeah.
what my card is saying is, remember, we all, I move, you move. What my emotions, I put out in the world is also connected to somebody else's, and we're all connected. So if we could just remember that everything that we think and do is extremely connective, the power of that positive thinking, we can get this and they can't, whatever. I think that's the most important thing is to remember who you are and remember we are all connected. So
Fascinating. Lady G, how do you interpret your card?
I have the High Priestess, and as you see above the Book of Wisdom, she's got the key, and the key has a heart at the top of it. And then what she's wearing at the top here is the cross. So it's about the wisdom of the spiritual path and bringing forward compassion, empathy, and all of those things that are hidden there. And that will bring forward more wisdom and being able to again, go forward, because it's all about quantum physics.
Yeah.
Understand, is about the energy. So it's the energy you're holding emotionally, mentally, and the actions you're doing out in the world. And that creates the quantum of what you are going to bring into manifestation. So those are the keys.
Wow. Yeah, that's very profound, that. And of course, the heart chakra as well. The heart space is so important. One last thank you, Dr. Liz, so much for your donation. Here, well, look, I mean, in a way, mine's pretty straightforward, isn't it? We've been reading for years now, and we used to call this our Joe Biden card, but it is representative of democracy, isn't it? We call it the card of democracy, and how appropriate that it should come up. But let's not forget as well that this card is also talking about compassion. This card is an emotionally sensitive, creative, and intelligent man. And one cannot help but think of Tim Waltz as well.
Absolutely.
Can't help but think of him. Again, I don't want to be elevating him up on something, up into a cloud and all of that stuff. Like I said, his chart is strong. He does have a chance if he could ever run. We do not know what is going to happen in the next 4 or 5 years, especially with those cards we pulled for Duck L'Orange. But what this is also talking as well, I also interpret this card as the divine masculine in the positive. As we know, we've been dealing with a lot of toxic masculinity out there. It's almost become a cliche, hasn't it? But this also reminds us there are still a lot of good men in the world. Good women, of course, but there's still a lot of good men in the world. This is
so important. Yes.
Yeah. And they need encouragement, and they need support, and they need to understand that they can contribute to the better outcome for all. Encouraging that divine masculine, which is generous, protective, intelligent, intuitive, empathic, sensitive to the needs and responses of others. Because so much about what the shtick is with Duck L'Orange, and especially Elon, it's all about switching that off. I don't know if you've seen on Fox News, they're like, it's not masculine to eat soup in public. I mean, no man waves with 2 hands, they said. I mean,
don't use a straw. Jesse Waters, using a straw is not masculine.
It's actually pathetic. You know, I'm old enough to remember the 80s, which was real men don't eat quiche. And this is the sort of nonsense that it's been reduced to.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? So
and
all
Tim
of this,
who told them? Yeah, who
Sorry?
told them they could come up with the rules? That's what I want to know. Who told
Oh, darling,
them?
that's a 2,000-year conversation. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Indeed.
it is.
Well, my
Indeed.
view on
Indeed.
that, look who's saying it, Jesse Waters. He's got to create a masculine image because he is such a Wimpenstein, so he can't
Yeah.
say that real men don't give a rat's ass if they're using a straw or not. Only ones like Jesse Waters that necessarily promote some image.
Indeed. Indeed. And we need to get back to this because, you know, Lady G is absolutely right. Listen, when you are a man and you are in your divine masculine and power, you don't have to prove anything to anyone. It will be obvious to all. It will be obvious to all. Men with clout, men who have a powerful heart and are able to protect others, people know. People know. It's only the weak men who have to come out with these little slogans and, you know, how did it work that out? Oh, drinking out of a straw. All right, fine. Just splash the Coca-Cola all over yourself and tear your shirt open in the middle of the cafe and rub yourself against the brick wall of something. It's so ridiculous, isn't it? It's so utterly ridiculous.
Sheila's got the fan out. I love it.
I mean, Hogarth.
You know.
Yes,
Do
that's
you know what I
right.
mean? It's so absurd, hasn't it? It's become so absurd, all of it.
Exactly. And you have their twin thing because Lady G got the High Priestess, which is the ultimate feminine energy, and you got the principle of positive masculinity.
Yeah.
Interesting. Sheila, have you still got the Balancing Rock card there? I just want to have another look at it.
It's a good card.
I love that as a metaphor.
Yes.
Exactly.
And they're all different.
Again, if we look at the difference between the masculine brain space and construction, which is, you know, brick upon brick, and then you've got the Asian, I'd put money on that being Japanese or certainly Asian. How can I delicately balance this in a more interesting and challenging way? It's a totally different principle of looking at what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. And it's almost like it's indeed. Sorry, Sheila, you going to say?
This is Jackie, my friend, says real men don't demand respect.
Oh, good one.
Absolutely.
They real men
It's
have to
true.
walk around and demand it.
Right, exactly. And I think with that stone analogy, I think it's really beautiful because I think this talks because even though it's perfectly still, it's made up of multiple different rocks. And it's about it's about finding that poise, that balance.
Yes.
But it also shows as well that America also as well, because obviously we're talking about the States, has to reconfigure itself from its constituent parts. The bits need to be moved around to find a new balance, one that doesn't go to such extremes. So that's how I interpret that.
And not having to punish people and stand on other people's shoulders to get a better view.
Yeah, indeed. Oh my goodness! Well, folks, can you believe it?
We've been deep today.
In a flash. I mean, it was a bit kind of wacky racist for a while, wasn't it? We had our technical challenges, but that is live TV, folks. Thank you so much for staying with us. I think we pretty much hit our record again. I think we had 3,400 or in that ballpark. So thank you so much for joining us. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Remember, subscription is free. There's no charge for that. And of course, you've got the ladies' channels as well, who will be in the video description. So we will, of course, see you next week. Bear in mind, next week will be our last one on Saturday, but it is profound. This is when Saturn chimes the gong. I mean, we've seen what's happened already. Goodness knows what will happen on that HoGaLeSh. But so that is to come. Hopefully the whole world is still here by this point. So thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you next week. So thanks so much again. All right. Bye-bye for now.
Ciao, everyone.
Bye.